72 immigrants from Ecuador, Guatemala, and Honduras were murdered in Tamaulipas state in Mexico. The victims were murdered in an area of geography controlled by the Zetas, which is a very ruthless and powerful cartel operating inside of Mexico. It shows you their degree of control from one end of the country to the other of the entire human trafficking chain. Tamaulipas is clearly under Zeta control, and it's a very large range of area. It runs up into the border, and there are pockets of the area that are currently under dispute with the Gulf cartel. But it's interesting when you look at the sheer geography that the Zetas own, one end of this human trafficking supply chain to the other. Literally, the degree of geography control the Zetas have run the entire length of the country. In these human trafficking networks, a lot of these migrants are mustered in or forced in under extortion to be part of the actual drug mule process. They'll be threatened to actually carry drugs in. So the cartels are benefited by not only getting the money for the illegal migrant transiting through their area, but then they're also getting the benefit of having these individuals transport the drugs into the United States. The cost of moving a migrant through the area can vary, $2,000 to $3,000 by head. In many cases, these individuals that are victims are placed in these cattle cars, for lack of better words, or trucks, and moved in convoys from one end of the country to the other. Throughout that route, it's very, very dangerous. And in some cases, in the midst of the route, they may be asked to provide additional monies for safe passage. So there's a tremendous amount of victimization of these migrants as they try to come up through this human trafficking channel. When you're looking at this kind of event, there'll be a laser-focused media interest in Mexican military and federal police on this specific area where this occurred. Part of the problem is the Mexican military simply doesn't have the resources to control geography for long periods of time, and then when they do have their personnel in areas for long periods of time, the corruption aspects seeps into the system. So you'll see an immediate response that will be very knee-jerk on the part of the Mexican military, but it's not going to be sustainable.